So this book is really taking a hard, like a scientific look at the study of awe, which I won't bore you with. It's not boring, but you know what I mean. We won't go over the scientific details. But in researching it and just even trying to come up with a working definition, it was a little challenging because it's a real personal experience. They found that when people would talk about experiences of awe, they were often mentioning things like finding their soul or discovering what is sacred or being moved by spirit. Phenomenon that's not easily measured, right, but deeply experienced. And so they really immerse themselves in the writings and the studies and the works of the mystics to try to gather just a succinct definition of what we're talking about when we're talking about awe. And we've all experienced it, but it's good to have a definition that we're working with. So this is where they landed. I did that. My slides are out of order. Well, slow my roll. This is all me. I can't blame anyone. I'm doing that. So the definition of awe that they came up with is the feeling of being in the presence of something vast that transcends your current understanding of the world. Awe is about our relation to the vast mysteries of life. And it's key to our spiritual experience, right? Connecting us with something larger than ourselves, and in the process, expanding our sense of self from that sort of all-consuming, competitive sort of self to I belong to all of this. This is part of me. So when was the last time you experienced awe? Just now. The music. Okay, before that. On the river? Okay, yeah. Nature is a big one. Sunsets. Thunderstorms. Yes. Nature is a big one. We're surrounded by it all the time. So I went a little crazy with these pictures. It's just for fun, but I tried to inspire some awe, and there were some great photos of nature. This is the network of veins that moves fluid around inside the leaf that shows clear fractal structure. The circulatory systems of animals are similar. So just the genius of that leaf, right? That's also then a symbolic of our own circulatory systems and the majesty of our own physical bodies. I don't want to say that yet. I want to say this, that something that really spoke to me when I read this was that vastness that awe connects us with. Also, it speaks to, I think, some of what we're experiencing, what we're feeling, the sort of the discomfort, the uncertainty, the insecurity, and yet the potential, the possibility, what's coming, how's this all going to shake out, how am I going to participate in it, what's going to happen to me, my life, my comfort. This quote, he says, vastness can be challenging, unsettling, and destabilizing. In evoking awe, it reveals that our current knowledge is not up to the task of making sense of what we have encountered. So it's an opportunity to expand, and it's unsettling, it's unnerving. It's like, wait, there's too many possibilities. That's my fish picture. That's a bear down there with all those fish, right? Yeah. So let me start that over. Vastness can be challenging, unsettling, and destabilizing. In evoking awe, it reveals that our current knowledge is not up to the task of making sense of what we have encountered. And so, in awe, we go in search of new forms of understanding. Awe is about our relation to the vast mysteries of life. So, as much as we feel, some possibilities, some things changing in the right direction, it also feels unsettling, uncertain, unpredictable. And there's that human aspect of us that really prefers predictability. Yes, comfort. It's comforting. Like this fractal slide. We love even better repeatability. Yes, if it happened like this yesterday, maybe it'll happen like that tomorrow. I can count on that. I don't have to worry. Boring and predictable and comfortable. So awe-inspiring in mathematics, as this fractal equation demonstrates, but that repeatability in life is really a little bit of an illusion that makes us feel comfortable, that we know what to expect, that we're in control, that it's predictable. Life isn't. The awe really is that we are equipped to handle that, to grow into that. And yeah, it can be uncomfortable and unsettling, especially when we thought what we knew did explain the world, did make sense. Then we say, there were some things I didn't know, some things we didn't know. It's an opportunity, and yet not always easy. So you were correct to say that nature is a big source of awe. This slide is a sea fan with water between its branches. Here's why I'm doing this. You're like, really? Is this a nature lesson? Maybe. But I feel like awe has been a little harder to find. It's been a little, to feel like the wonder of life. It's kind of like, I wonder what the hell's happening. And it's essential to kind of sparking our own imaginative and really this resource that we have that's innate to us, that awe and wonder trigger. And it's still happening all around us. Nature's still happening. Amazing things are still being created. Amazing songs are still being sung. And so it's just an opportunity for us to remember, because, if you turn on the TV or you get on your feed, you might not see these sorts of things that are as inspiring. So we have to cultivate them and look for them and appreciate them. So that's why I'm spending a little time with you on this today. Another experience of nature is this braided glacier river channels in southern Alps of New Zealand. Just the beauty of nature and the order of nature, right? Keschner suggests that we experience awe in response to the 8 great wonders of life, and nature is certainly one of those. But around the world, and the people that he studied, different faith traditions, different cultures, do you know what the number one thing ended up being that inspired awe? Birth? All right, love. Okay, you're getting close. Yes. Oh, that was another nature. See that real quick? Okay. It is what he calls the exceptional virtue, character, and ability. It's really, moral beauty, which is characterized by witnessing other people's courage and strength and overcoming and kindness. Now, this is a little nature, but this is a surfer down here. I thought that was quite courageous and very strong. Right? But moral beauty, when we come together when things happen. This is after a tornado in Alabama. Right? Again, how we've made sense of our world radically changes in a moment. And what stands out is how we come together in that, the strength we find in ourselves in that, the support, the kindness that we show each other. That was the number one thing reported in inspiring awe. And can you agree with that? Absolutely. Kindness. There's a soldier teaching the kids how to blow bubbles in Iraq. The courage required in combat has long been a time-honored source of awe. Experiencing someone's kindness and holding the immensity of that circumstance. And so here's the thing, we don't have to go to combat. We don't have to endure a tornado. We can do this all the time. It's why sometimes when people say, I had the worst day and the checker just helped me out and gave me $5, or these little things that you think don't make a difference. They really do. They showed up as the number one thing that inspires awe and connection and hope. So here are the 8 wonders. The second one is collective effervescence. That's a great term, isn't it? It's a term introduced by French sociologist Émile Durkheim in his analysis of the emotional core of religion. This is interesting. This phrase speaks to the qualities of such experiences. When we come together, we feel like we are buzzing and crackling. Can you hear it? You hear the crackling? With some life force that merges people into a collective sense of we, kind of a tribe, community, collective effervescence. In this, people told stories of the experience through dancing at weddings, quinceañeras, bar mitzvahs, christenings, life transitions like graduations, funerals, family reunions, sporting events. Third, we've already mentioned, I don't have pictures for all of them, Third is nature. Fourth was music. The fifth was art and visual design. The sixth was spirituality. I had a slide for that. Experiences of life and death were the seventh one. When we come together, that's another that collective effervescence as well, right? Where we come together for funerals and weddings, and we hold those life transitions and celebrations together. And certainly the birth of new life is awe-inspiring. And then the 8th one is epiphany. When we suddenly understand essential truths about life. Like, no matter if your children are fighting, you have to meditate. Well, that's a good one. Come on, people. It's too light. You need more darkness. I found that picture. I couldn't help it. Spirit of Traveler. I don't know if it's in the UK or the photographer was in the UK. But epiphany, around the world, people were awestruck by philosophical insights, scientific discoveries, metaphysical ideas, personal realizations, mathematical equations, and sudden disclosures. Listen to this. Such as a wife leaving her husband for his best friend, that transform life in an instant. And then then there's that vastness. What is life now? Who am I now? Feels horrible in the moment. And yet there's a potential for something coming through. Different? Usually, how many of you have had those experiences, really didn't know you'd make it through them, really, at some point, doubted that you would, and now you look back, you already got your hand up, you recognize, I've had, that what came through that, the strength, the courage, and the next evolution of what was possible for me, I would not maybe have known that had I not been on my knees in those, whatever that was that took our breath away. So epiphany. You could say, perhaps, that we are all experiencing a collective epiphany, where life, as we know it, has shifted. And we're not exactly sure what that means, but we see some vision of what's possible. We have some grieving of what's clearly falling away. And can we be awe-inspired to see possibility that, as I've been saying, I feel like a lot, holds the value of what has been and takes it to the next level. Releasing the limitations, releasing the errors that we may not have known as fully. So Epiphany, I love that. I think that was it. Oh, hey, I'm going to talk about this for the next 2 weeks. I'd love to hear your experiences of awe. So email them to me, or have you, if you're out in the world, and I want you to be attuning to that. What inspires you? What makes you say, I'd love to know about it. There's another picture. I just couldn't resist. Here's another cool finding that I'll leave you with, that awe is associated with calming the excesses of the ego. As that small sense of self vanishes, we have a sense of being related to something larger. And it opens up an immensity of being that calms down that neurotic, anxious part of us. So it's really important that we are seeking that right now. There's a lot to make us anxious. And there's still a divine plan, a divine order working in and through your life, my life, this life, the world. Can we connect with it through these experiences of awe and wonder? Wonder, by the way, is the mental state of openness, questioning, curiosity, and embracing mystery that arises out of our experience of awe. I often refer to Jesus always often saying, you must become like children to enter the kingdom. You have to be curious and open. So many times as we get older, been there, done that, I know how that goes. Then we get more of the same. Gratitude is also a part of this transcendent realm of feeling. A reverence, I don't know what I've said here. A gratitude is a part of this transcendent realm. The feeling the well of reverence we feel for the gifts of life. This transcendent realm is where we connect with the divine, where we feel a greater truth of our being, where we have a greater capacity to be compassionate, to be loving, to seek wisdom and understanding outside of that smaller self, to feel the Spirit within us, moving within us. And that's what we're going to take a time in meditation to connect with. So just take a breath. I know I've shown you a lot. Thank you for watching.
And I feel the Spirit moving in me. I feel the Spirit moving in me. Can you sing that? I feel the Spirit moving in me. I feel the Spirit moving in me. Say, I feel the love. I feel the love moving in me. I feel the love moving in me. And I feel the love moving in me. Yes, I feel the love moving in me.
Just take a deep breath again into this place, this space of spirit and love, which is really anywhere you are. We consciously connect with that now. the spirit, the intelligence, the presence of life that lives within each one of us and all around us, expressing through these fabulous experiences of nature and art and moral beauty, spiritual experiences, shared experiences of life and death. And this wisdom, this epiphany to put it all together in new and amazing ways. All of these capacities live within each one of us. So we just take a moment now to connect with that, how awe-inspiring it really is to be alive. And to trust that for whatever reason, we are all here at this time. And so we are the ones being called to envision the next evolution of this experience together. And so whatever's moving in and through you as a result of all that we've discovered or all that we've discussed today, just let it speak to you in the silence. And of course, you can connect with this place and this idea anytime. Going forward this week, make an intention to pay attention to what brings you experiences of awe and wonder, to participate in that expression of moral beauty, and to receive it. And to never forget the awe-inspiring truth that there is that within us that is always greater than a circumstance that we may encounter, always stronger than our apparent weakness, always wiser than our misjudgment. And the beauty is we get to grow into it, we get to start again, we get to start where we are and continue forward. So we move forward this day and this week, connected with that spirit, that love, that joy moving within us. And we are grateful for that experience.
And I feel the Spirit moving in me. Yes, I feel the Spirit moving in me. I feel the Spirit, sing with me, moving in me. Yes, I feel the Spirit moving in me. And I feel the love, say, I feel the love.